This month, we had our fair share of extreme weather, and now hurricane season starts this Saturday.
With the prediction of an active storm season, there's a chance some Houston area homes that flooded just a few weeks ago could flood again, and there are homes being rebuilt over and over and over again, often with insurance backed by your tax dollars.
Here's 13 Investigates' Kevin Ozerbeck.
The number of homes prone to repeated flooding in and around Houston just keeps growing and growing. This map here shows where the properties most at risk are. Now you can see there are hot spots all over, but there's an especially big hot spot right here in Meyerland.
We had FEMA's number on speed dial. So did everybody else around here.
Ellen Leventhal and her husband Stephen know full well the destructive power of floodwater. Their Meyerland home was damaged in the Memorial Day flood of 2015, the Tax Day flood of 2016, and then again in 2017 during Hurricane Harvey.
When you were able to come back to the home that was here, describe to us what it looked like.
It looked like we had a river on the street that came into the house.
We knew we could never live here without mitigating in, because any time that it was going to rain, you were going to be in a panic that you were going to get another flood.
Harvey was the last straw for the Leventhals. They tore down their flood-soaked home and built this one that has all the living space 6 feet off the ground.
And the Leventhal story being hit by flood after flood is far from unique here in their Meyerland neighborhood. In this 77096 zip code, there are about 360 of what are known as SRLPs. That's short for severe repetitive loss property.
This is a complicated acronym, but basically it just means that these are homes that have flooded so many times, repeatedly, over and over. These are the worst of the worst.
Anna Weber with the Natural Resources Defense Council has scoured FEMA data and sees a troubling trend. The number of chronically flooding homes is growing. And now, just in Harris County, 5,259 properties have been marked as an SRLP.
It's basically the nation's hotspot.
And to make matters even worse, especially as we head into what is forecasted to be a hyperactive hurricane season, just 24% of SRLPs have been mitigated, meaning less than a quarter of these greatly at-risk homes have been altered to protect against near certain future floodwaters. So in many cases, that means payout after payout from taxpayer-backed FEMA flood insurance. And the money is typically enough to build back the home you had before the flood, not to make it more flood resistant.
And that's not even talking about the trauma and stress and uncertainty that goes into having your life disrupted by flooding over and over again. And that's why it's so critical to break this cycle, either by reducing the flood risk at its source or protecting people's properties so that they don't flood.
Unfortunately, though, mitigating costs money. The Leventhals paid mostly out of pocket to raise everything, including their AC unit, 6 feet off the ground, and for this quick draining garage. But they say it was worth every penny.
Now when it rains, do you guys have peace of mind in this home?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much.
Is that priceless to you guys?
Oh, yeah.
And Anna Weber from the NRDC, who you just met in that piece, says it would be wise for local, state, and the federal government to provide more money for mitigating. FEMA tells us for its current funding cycle, $800 million have been earmarked just for flood mitigation programs. Now, you can see how many of these so-called SRLPs are in your zip code by going to abc13.com and clicking on 13 Investigates.
All right, Kevin, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering after seeing that is just how effective these mitigation programs are federally funded by FEMA.
All right, so Eric, research that FEMA cites shows that every dollar they spend on mitigation saves them $6 in disaster recovery down the road. So that's also a savings to us, the taxpayer.
All right, we'll take it, Kevin. Thanks a lot.